My name is Rob Owens. I am Owens Locksmith. Today I'm going to show you a new product from Schlage. This is called the Schlage Sense deadbolt. It is a keyless entry, meaning it is a keypad. You'll see that it also has a key bypass, which can be keyed to match your existing Schlage key if your whole house is keyed to Schlage. That's designed for a battery backup problem. You can use your manual key as well. Okay, to begin with, a standard door, locking doorknob, locking deadbolt. So I'm going to give you a quick overview and installation on how this looks and works when it's all done. This is designed to work with Apple's HomeKit system, and it is strictly for Apple, and it uses Apple TV. This is the original deadbolt removed. This door has a 2 1/8 inch hole, which is required because of the safety shield around the deadbolt on the new Schlage Sense. If you have the smaller hole, you have to use a boring jig to get the door to the correct size. Also, this is a 2 3/4 back set from the edge of the door to the center of this hole. It can also be 2 3/8, which is a little closer. The new latch bolt is adjustable. It will work for either back set. This is the latch bolt for the new Schlage Sense. It's now set at 2 3/8. To make it 2 3/4, you have to rotate it. Now it's 2 3/4 an inch from the center to the center. Installing the deadbolt, the tailpiece fits through the middle of the latch, through here, and the wire goes underneath the latch. The wire goes through the notch in the plate, the tailpiece protrudes, and the 2 screws go in which attach to the outer deadbolt. The inner plate is now installed. This deadbolt requires no additional holes in the door other than the original 2 1/8. The 2 screws are attached, the cable comes through. The deadbolt latch will not move until you program the lock to operate. The battery cover slides up and off. Batteries, which are supplied, fit down inside this unit. AA batteries with a 9-volt connector. Coming from the outside part of the deadbolt, which is on the front of the door, plugs in to this outlet right here, and you have to be careful to channel the wire up so it doesn't pinch. There's a longer screw that goes into this hole, and then there's a very tiny screw that goes in the top hole, both which fit onto the plate which we already mounted to the door. At this point, the deadbolt will not protrude from the door until you go through the programming setup procedure, which it will then allow the deadbolt to turn. So don't force this, it is just not ready yet. One other feature that I noticed as an installer of this type of product, this deadbolt is very low profile, meaning it doesn't stick out from the door very far. I've had many installations where the big digital lock will hit the storm door. This lock will alleviate that problem. The lock comes with 4 AA batteries which snap into this tray, then fits in with the batteries facing out to the 9-volt connector that is attached to the lock. That's the batteries. When you put the battery cover on, just so you're aware, this little hole right here is not a screw hole. The screw holes are down here and up here. This is the siren because the lock has a built-in alarm. Battery cover slides on, that is not a screw hole. The strike plate is the hole that's on the door jamb that this bolt goes into. With this type of a motorized deadbolt, it must go in with no touching, no rubbing, otherwise the lock will not work. Door for a test. You press the Schlage button, you will hear it lock. Green check mark tells you that you have achieved a lock. Also, the lower lock, which we will be replacing, should be a non-locking piece of hardware. You don't want to have a keyless entry and then a lock down below, so we will be replacing this. Come back in, press the Schlage button, which wakes it up. This is the default code, which we will be changing. Green check mark, you hear it cycle through, door opens. This product, the new Schlage Sense deadbolt, keyless, with a key bypass. This is the customer's house key, so it can be used to lock and unlock, or You use the digital to lock, and this is the non-locking lever set that is the same Camelot finish as the deadbolt. Next, we'll go inside and program this so that it works with the iPhone. That's the whole point of this lock. You can lock it and unlock it with your iPhone using Apple TV 3 or Apple TV 4. The next step in this process, you have to go to the App Store and download the Schlage Sense app. Then you just follow the directions on the screen, which will prompt you to add a new lock. There's a code that comes on the cover of the instructions, and you have to enter the code. It's linking with the lock. You can use your iPhone to lock and unlock if you're within Bluetooth range, which is a couple feet, or as you approach your door. But if you use the Apple TV, you can lock and unlock the door from anywhere. Anywhere where you have an internet connection. It's showing the door has been locked. Locking the door with the iPhone. Unlocking with the iPhone. To use the remote access feature, you need to sync with your Apple TV, which will allow you to lock and unlock your house from anywhere you are with an internet connection.